I touch my own balls from every now and then. I'm just like, I'm sure.
Encourage you to make it a little more systematic.
And that's the end of the show, everybody. This episode is brought to you by Whoop. Whoop is a 24/7 health and fitness wearable that tracks your daily activity and gives detailed breakdowns of your sleep, recovery, stress, and more to help provide you with personalized insights and feedback on your health. With 140 trackable daily habits, Whoop can help show the positives and negatives of your lifestyle. Try Whoop for 1 month free and start the journey towards a healthier you. Head to join.whoop.com/mayhem to get started. Watching the reel of us hunting, and I was like, Angelo just looks sloppy.
I guess I get the same treatment then. Somebody said that Angelo looked like my son.
Yeah.
Maybe. Got the white
Angelo's
the
wings.
version.
Angelo's wings on the outside are a little bit wider, you know.
Thank you. No.
I mean, don't they have some sort of rules where you work?
Yeah. Can't touch my shoulders.
I thought you guys had standards.
I got plenty to work with.
It's never gonna touch your
Can't touch my
shoulders because
shoulders.
it's just gonna go out.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you get that whole thing, me dogging Angelo? Can't wait for people to cancel me for bullying.
I think he looks dirty.
I can't open or close my hand.
What'd you do?
I don't know.
When did that start?
3 months ago.
Oh, dang.
It's off and on, though.
Might want to have that checked
Yeah,
out.
you might want to get that.
Scott, do you
looked
wear
at,
those without socks?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're wearing socks? You're wearing the little no-shows?
Those little socks, yeah. I wore them for
The
like
lady
You
socks?
kind of need to wear no shows.
I wore them for like 3 days without socks, and I was afraid they were gonna get stinky.
Like trice.
Yeah,
Hey, Scott, can you give me a water bottle?
yeah, I'll grab it.
It's not in a rush, but
I think Darren and Josh wear theirs with toe socks.
toe socks.
toe shoes
like
with toe socks.
the 5-finger socks.
Yeah.
Josh loves those toe socks.
It just looks like too much work for me.
Mm-hmm.
To try to put your toes
Yeah.
in each. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know those like gloves when you were a kid, the like cheap knit ones that your parents
Yeah.
would put your hands on, and you go in the snow for like 30 seconds, and your feet or your hands were already cold because
Yeah.
they were wet.
Yep.
That's what those. And you know how much of a pain in the ass it was to get those things on and off.
Oh,
If
yeah,
they got
dude.
turned inside out.
Oh, if they get inside out, dude,
It's over.
Let's just throw
It's
them
over.
away. You're never putting
Just
them
sit
on
there and
again.
like shake them and hope the fingers will come out.
They can't be cheap either. You know what I mean? Like,
Toe socks.
yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of extra work.
Seems like a lot of extra work. Seems like you're gonna
It's,
like fork
I
over
think
some
the brand
cash.
that Josh wears is the Injinji, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
Injinji.
Speaking of socks and you wearing socks with sandals, huh?
Yeah, did you get dressed in the dark this morning?
This outfit does not look that bad.
No, it looks great.
If I didn't have the Birkenstocks on, it'd be
No,
like
it'd be fine.
it's a good outfit.
You not a Burks fan?
I just socks with them.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
I can support it,
I'm wearing
like, on the
socks
right
for the rest
day.
of the day. I just don't want to have to put the socks on after I'm done.
Those
with
socks
it.
as with many
Are
things.
such a pain in the ass to get on and off.
Oh, they're
good
so
socks.
tight around the ankle.
They're so tight. I have to like.
I
sit
think that's
down
why my
and-
finger
I have to
hurts.
sit down and take them off.
So like, I think from using my finger to slide it off. I think that's
I
why my
love
finger
these
hurts.
ones,
Yeah,
except for my toes. I have like Dre refuses to order anymore,
yeah, I know.
and I have like 3 or 4 pair that
They're thinning in the toes.
Hillary literally looked at me the other day and said, "You're better than that." Because there's 3 toes, and
Poking
honestly,
out.
when I first put it on, it really bothers me. And then once I put my shoes on, I completely forget about it, so it doesn't really bother me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
Um,
really like the socks, you know,
Those socks are really comfortable. They're a little thin though.
a little thin.
These
yeah.
are a little thicker.
which I don't like the thick.
I've noticed that when I, this is gonna be really
Too deep.
No, it's a little deep. Like if I run medium to short distances, I would rather wear these socks. If I run
Long distance.
distance, I wear my long distance running socks, which are actually like the
like padded. and-
no, like the Swiftwick, like the
Is that because you're gonna sweat more? Or
yeah,
is that just a
and
feeling.
the feeling, yeah.
See, I go barefoot in my bike shoes
Mm.
because I sweat so
I
much.
did, yeah. I actually do like to go barefoot in the bike shoes.
It's wild to me.
Really?
I've tried it a couple times, just really uncomfortable.
Last year, I just had like blisters or calluses
Oh, really?
right here on my ankles, but I was
Oh,
just like,
did you start by getting blisters, or did it kind of just callus
just
up?
let them fester, man. You know,
Because I go,
but they're not they don't have the fabric. The shoes that I wear are more of like a leather, than the fabric ones. Like I have a pair of leather ones and a pair of fabric ones. The fabric ones tear me up, but the leather ones are fine, like the ones that we wear.
Yeah.
It's not facing there.
Specialized recon, which is interesting because they're like really stiff. You would think that they would tear you up a little bit, but you stayed.
Yeah, they're not
planted in them.
Bad,
Yeah.
I like bike. I did a triathlon, and it was like 12 miles on the bike, and I liked biking with no socks.
The one that I beat you in, or a different one?
Oh, I've done one since then.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Rematch.
Yeah, I'd love a rematch.
No.
I think I could.
What happened on that one? The bike? You just
he just didn't know how to do like gears and stuff. You know,
it's
like
the second time I've ever been on a mountain bike. We went to Cane Creek the week before. We went out there and did that triathlon.
Is that the one where D-Lane did one lap and he was like, everybody?
Yeah.
They did so good, and he's like, he went and turned himself in. He's like, hey, I only did one lap.
Damn it. Yeah, I passed Angelo.
And almost caught you.
I'll say this. My swim, yeah, you did. And the whole time I was just like looking over my shoulder.
But the thing is, I didn't know we were racing. I didn't know we were racing at all. He started talking shit after.
That's what I do. I'm gonna talk shit when I know you're gonna win. Like, I'm not gonna talk shit before we do a CrossFit workout. I want to take it in a weird direction. Talk about you guys' balls this morning.
Which balls?
It's Testicular Cancer Awareness Month. You knew this actually because you did a little ball check commercial.
Yeah, a little ball check commercial.
That's it. That's my only shout out. Yeah.
Check your balls.
See how weird I can make it. Yeah. Take a hot shower. Fiddle with your nuts. Might just save your life.
Let the doctor do it.
What's that?
Doctor fiddles with my nuts once a year.
Good for you. Yeah. It's important.
You
can do it for free at home, just so you know.
I mean, I touch my own balls from every now and then. I'm just like,
encourage you to make it a little more systematic.
And that's the end of the show, everybody. Permanently.
If that's all I gotta do, touch my own balls. I can handle that.
Yeah, you'd be good.
How are you gonna segue out of that one?
Yeah, no, I got nothing. Mayhem Athletes coming up on the Hulk out cycle.
Yeah, there you go, Hulk out cycle.
Yeah, actually, for I guess for most people, myself included, the season's over. Mine's been over for a long time. Rich has been over for a long time. So Mayhem Athletes pivoting into a little bit bigger focus on lifting, powerlifting specifically, getting the joints healthy again. Metcons we'll do a little more bodybuilding, and we say Metcons are even going to kind of scale down.
A little less volume on Metcons.
Okay, so I mean, if you wanted to join Mayhem Athlete, not a Mayhem Athlete, there's a code that I could promote for him, but you probably
I mean, he's got his own code, but
do I?
Yeah,
right?
Rich Froning gets you 15% off your first month.
Rich Froning.
Yeah.
Do we have a podcast one? Weren't we testing some of those, or a YouTube one or something?
Yes, I'll put it on the screen.
All right, YouTube. Use code YouTube. We'll see where it goes.
If I were you, I'd use the code Angelo.
Code Angelo will also save you some money.
All right.
Yeah. And it'll help out the little guy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Tyler said every time
it'll be an A/B test.
Tyler said every time I pump my code, he turns the podcast off. Said anytime I hear his code, I turn it off.
Who said that?
Tyler. Because if I hear your code, I turn it off. As soon as you start to promote something.
Tyler and Jorge came to Trish's baseball game last night. We suck.
Oh, really?
How'd it go? No, we were young, and actually got a little angry at the coach on the other team. It's
fist fight?
No, absolutely not. But it was running the score up in a coach's pitch game. Like we've got the ball in the infield, and he knows our catcher's not going to catch it, so he's running kids from third. And you can only score 7 runs an inning. We're down 13, 14, or no, we were down 15. And I'm like, dude, why are you running them still? He's like, I'm trying to teach them baseball. That's not teaching them baseball. When would you ever run when the ball's on the infield? So
And there's no implication, like I know in lacrosse, there's some teams where you got to play them. And it's like, hey, for your seating in the tournament.
No, there's
no point differential, nothing like that.
No point differential, no nothing. It's just like, we don't even get to bat around because our kids, they're young. And then here's what what happens. You tell them to hold it, and they just start throwing the ball around, so then they keep running. And you're like, that's not teaching them baseball. Like, hey, I'm all for there's a winner and a loser, but at some point, you've got the game locked up. There's only, 2 innings left. We can only score 7 runs. Quit running them.
I used to hate like
I yelled across the field.
The mercy rule. Like I've been on both sides of it. Like playing basketball, we had it, and then playing baseball, we had it. So like I've lost some, and I've won some that way.
Yeah.
But I would rather I mean, looking at it from like your perspective, I'd rather them just play.
Just let them play.
Like,
yeah.
Let the other team score 2 or 3 rounds.
Well,
and let the other
time
team
cap.
get the
They
reps.
do a time cap, so it's 75 minutes.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll let them like the umpires will just turn the scoreboard off. But I'm like, it's just
even in middle school, like in basketball, if you're I think it was 26 points ahead, they just run the clock the whole time, which is still nice. Yeah. It's like a mercy kill because everybody wants it.
Yep.
We went to Nashville last weekend, and this is not typical, right? So it's 16 points up in a baseball game. You're like, okay, I could see how it could happen. They lost a lacrosse game, which usually these scores are like 5-3. 19-0 because it was one of this. It was like Pope John Paul III Catholic prep school, and you're like, that sounds like a lacrosse.
We used to get our teeth kicked in by the prep schools.
Man, these kids were like, college level.
Mountain Ops has combined my 2 biggest passions, fitness and the outdoors, as well as sourcing quality ingredients. Mountain Ops Supplements has helped me get the most out of my training sessions in and out of the gym. If you want to start taking your results seriously, I've put together a bundle of Mountain Ops products. New and returning customers save 20% on their purchase when you visit mountainops.com and use the code Froning. That's MTNOPS.com, code FRONING. What could happen if you committed 1 year to better nutrition? The RP Diet app provides a virtual nutrition coach and a year of nutrition guidance for less than $8 a month. Take the guesswork out of your nutrition. Head over to rpstrength.com and use the code Froning for a year of the RP Diet app for only $89.99.
Yeah, it's bad. The only I would sit in the penalty box like the whole time because I would just get so mad and I would just start like beating people up.
That absolutely, dude, that happened at least 3 times. Just frustration kills.
I was swinging. Who's playing?
Guess.
Okay,
well, both kids play.
Okay, so like guys and girls is way different. Like,
couldn't be more different. It's crazy how different they are.
Like I mean, it's almost like hockey. You can do everything but drop your gloves.
Yep.
So I'm like,
and actually, I've seen that one of the Reese kids.
Really?
Colt Reese is a fireball, dude.
Nice.
He's a fireball.
Drop his gloves?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
What did they stop it immediately, right?
Yeah. And the coach was like, "Hey, dude, you can't."
It's not. This isn't hockey.
Yes,
wrong sport.
We're not doing that here. Yeah.
I had lost a face off like 2 or 3 times in a row to this one guy, and I ended up figuring it out later in the game, and then it was like I hadn't figured out, and I was beating him, but I couldn't figure it out, and he kept winning. And so this time I did win, and I kick it out to my guy, and he gets beat to the ball. And so I'm like, what the? And so I take my stick, and I start beating him, which you can do.
You can do.
I'm baseball swinging on him.
It's a wild sport, dude. Like, when it's done, it's wild, yeah.
And I mean, just on the across his arm, and I know I'm hitting him hard. Yeah. And the ref's like, hey, 26, watch your stick. And my dad's actually was one of the assistant coaches, and I look at my stick, and it's like a banana from where I'd been beating on him. Yes. I run off the side, and my dad's like, what the hell are you doing? I go, I'm mad. And he's helped me bend my stick back, and I go back out there. But that was like I had to get a new stick. That was one of the dumbest things I did.
That's awesome.
I just bent the stick.
It is a savage sport. It came to Texas when I was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah.
And so we didn't know what the hell we were doing. It was no finesse at all. It was just off-season football, basically big hits, and then every once in a while you get lucky and score a goal. But these kids were like around the back pass to an around the back goal, and they couldn't even slow down and like not win.
Is Gus's team any good?
Yeah, they're good.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're
we were
decent.
terrible. Yeah. We were terrible. We won 2 games all season.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, the lacrosse program locally it's come a long way.
Really?
Yeah, and the girls are really good. Cookville High School girls are great.
Like because when I tried out for the team, I guess I had mentioned that my dad played in high school, and they're like, "Can he come coach?" Because there's like no one in the area who knows anything about it. Yeah. And so he like just kind of got his hand forced into helping.
I'm coaching the girls, and I'm like, but I don't even know the rules. I'm like, I'll do the fitness stuff, and I'll do the conditioning, and then you guys do the rules stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. I love lacrosse.
All right, so we got kids sports going on, but you're kind of half joking yesterday. We got this is a 2-part question because I want to unfold the passport drama. But yesterday I know you were only half joking when you were like, dude, there needs to be 40 hours in a day for me to get everything done. Yep. So like, what else is going on? I know you're on your bike all the time.
I just started a little bit of Leadville training. We're gonna do Mayhem on the Mountain this weekend. And we've had 2 games already this week. We got 3 left for the week between Lakeland and Trice. Violet, luckily, is not playing this year. She didn't want to play. Now she wants to play.
basically at night we're just at the baseball field, which is good. It's fun. The hard part is I don't mind when they're on opposite days and we're there all week. I'm fine with that. But it's hard when they both play.
Yeah.
At the same time at different places. You just feel bad, you know?
Oh, bro. And I can't, 3 kids, period.
Yeah.
It's plus sports.
So, but it's awesome. It's, that's what it's about. But, yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah. So, did you limit out on turkey yet? Is turkey season done?
Me and Angelo, no. We got to end of May.
Yeah, pretty much end of May, beginning of June.
So actually, I did know this because Scott came in a huff yesterday.
Yeah.
You guys got yesterday morning?
It's like, good morning. What's so good about it? It'd be good if we got a turkey.
Scott's just bad luck, I think. Ben is like, we've killed a lot with Ben this year.
Ben's gone out twice, and it's been successful both times.
Yep.
And you guys doubled.
Yep.
And the Matt got the one, and then I've been out 6 times now.
And nothing.
For nothing.
Yeah. One of them was my fault. I missed on that first one. Never take a gun that you've never shot before. That's just
strong.
Common knowledge. But, yeah, me and Angelo got 2 birds.
A good day.
But out of 2 groups, which was fun. And then me and Scott, we've had some opportunities. We just they're out there. And that's the hard part with where we're hunting right now is this field, it's, a mile long? From end to end, it's a mile long. So you can see them. Mm-hmm. But there's no, unless you're on the low side where there's a creek bed, you can't make a move on them. So I thought about, what time are we done with the Everyday Hero stuff today?
Probably 1-ish. But I've got to put this podcast out.
Lame.
Scott's stomach turns every time.
Can you just put in the AI generator or something? You know what? I'll take Ben.
Yeah, no. You can't take Ben.
Yeah, I'm taking Ben.
Ben's editing quarterfinals.
I'm taking Ben.
Oh, jeez.
Because you actually want to kill something?
Yeah.
What's your relationship with, I want to call it old school fitness, but the way that you did CrossFit when you were training to compete, I know that you're training differently, but are you training as much? You spend as much time in the gym?
This time of year, no. Usually my one session is on the bike, and then I might do some rehab type stuff after I get off the bike, or it might just be done depending on how much I've ridden or how hard the ride was, and then one more session that's pretty much CrossFit.
Yeah.
It might be a hunt workout, which is also CrossFit, just a little bit more grunt worky stuff, but still train quite a bit. Honestly, last year I didn't do as much CrossFit with Leadville, but I think now knowing what I know, I could, maintain some fitness, other, add in some heavy lifting, some strength stuff. I just have to be smart about where I put it. The plan this year is once the kids get out of school, I'll get up at 6, continue to get up at 6:30, ride first thing in the morning, and then have the rest of the day to do whatever. So, I did a CrossFit workout pretty much every day leading up to Leadville, but it was very upper body, very core centric. I think this year I'm going to add in a little bit of leg stuff just to keep some strength.
Leadville
and some mobility.
My
front rack last year after riding so much and not doing any, it was awful. It took me 8 months to get it back, and then now I'm I got to keep it up,
That's one of the hardest parts for me is just the position that you're in.
Yeah.
That Leadville crew's going off. I know that you're on having you in the group chat is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
But they're getting after it, man.
Getting after it. Steven, he got an early jump. There's on Strava we have a climb challenge till Leadville.
With Steven, that crew or just?
With that crew.
Okay.
Plus Father Steven, plus Arthur, plus Curtis and some others. And Gadberry is I've
on elevation,
how much? Just how much climbing you're doing. Nice. There's one that's seat time, which I won't.
Yeah.
I won't win. I just want the climbing one.
Why won't you win the seat time?
I don't do as much seat time.
Curtis lives on a bike, man.
That and Steven's just going on these 8-hour rides, and I'm already? And so, let me see where our challenges are.
But for people listening who don't know, the Mayhem Mission 10 there were 10 people that were selected to ride Leadville to start Leadville with Rich and to go through the experience. So we're in the training phase right now.
So I've got 15 activities or 15 rides since this started, and I have 24,000 feet of climbing.
Nice.
Steven is at 37 activities and 46,000 feet of climbing.
So why did he get such a big jump?
Because he started and he was just riding a road bike all the time, and I'm dang it. So now I've got to just hammer it.
So anything counts. Road bike counts.
Yeah. Any climbing. Yeah, so I bumped up. I'm in 4th right now.
I tell you that Mitch Copeland cut a bunch of dirt bike trails into his property.
Yeah.
And I went out there and rode with Gus last weekend. And afterwards, my whoop was like, we detected mountain biking. And I was like, yeah, you did.
AI got you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, you did.
Count it.
That's like Revo. Revo's been riding that e-bike.
Oh, my gosh.
Dude, what is the e-bike debate like? Why are you so anti?
I don't like it.
Yeah.
What's the
So like, hang on, his bike, you can do pedal, but you can get some assistance.
You can get some assistance
in like 3 different levels.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know his bike
point
specifically.
of riding a bike is fitness.
Yeah.
I see it as scaling. Well, there's 2 sides. One is I got a lot of buddies from Santa Cruz, and there's serious downhill.
If they're doing
there.
downhill, if you're doing downhill, absolutely.
So it's like you're still kind of earning your turns, but you can put in.
This trail isn't downhill.
Yeah.
You know, all your descents are super fast. I'm out here to get fitness, so I won't do an e-bike.
But if it's your thing,
if you want to have an e-bike, whatever.
But on our thread, you give him a healthy dose of shit. It was great.
As I should.
Yeah. And I felt like you dealt with it well.
Yeah.
It's like, bring it on.
Yeah.
What are the rules for Mayhem on the Mountain for e-bikes?
No e-bikes.
At all? Or it just doesn't count towards the buckle?
No e-bikes.
Have we said on here what the challenge is yet?
No, so I guess, we can do that. So we've got 12 hours, 7A to 7P on Saturday. And there's going to be kind of 2-3 technically divisions, but there's 2 belt buckles. You have a big belt buckle and a small belt buckle. To earn a belt buckle, you have to get 13 points. A point is a mountain bike trail, which is a lap, 6 1/4, depending on which app I'm using. On Strava, sometimes it says 6.14. On Garmin, it says 6.2 something, and about 700 feet of climbing in the lap. So you complete one of those, you get a point. If you do a 15K bike erg, you get a point. Once you get 100 bench press, you get a point. The only way you can accrue bench press is you have to have finished a bike, and then you do 1 set, and the bench press is at your body weight, and I think we're going to do 70% for women. And if you get 13 points, you get a belt buckle. If your 13 points, all of the bike portions come from a mountain bike, you get a big belt buckle. Because there needs to be a stipulation where if you do a bike erg, you still can be a part of the group. And then I'm going to, for every point that I get, donate $100 to Tasha's Big Fish. So
nice. Big Fish Foundation.
Yep.
Is there anybody coming that can get a big belt buckle other than you?
Thad?
He's the only one, you think?
Blair might be able to do it. Blair's been training a bunch. He's in the Leadville group. He's one of our PTs around here.
Thad.
I already said Thad.
Oh, sorry.
Thad's bringing a guy.
Mm-hmm.
This is a dark horse.
See how good he is.
Is Luke's stepdad coming? Yeah, but the bench press, I don't know. Yeah, but he can still get 13 laps. Yeah, so it's just 13 points.
13 laps would be pushing it.
So I've debated with a couple different strategies. If I'm going to do a lap on the hour, which usually takes me about 35 to 40 minutes to do a lap, or if I'm going to knock out like 4 or 5 laps first, try to hit a bench every time I come through, like hit a set of 10, basically 5 rounds for time of lap, 10 bench, lap, 10 bench. Or like I said, try to do, 3 or 4, rest 3 or 4, something like that. So it's going to be a game day decision. Recover faster, breathe easier, and increase your endurance with Airwave's scientifically proven performance mouthpiece. If high-intensity or interval-style training is your sport, try their patented endurance mouthpiece. I opted for the Mayhem 2-pack with 1 of each. For podcast listeners only, save 15% of your purchase at airwave.com/Froning. That's airwave.com/Froning. When it comes to training flooring, durability is the most important factor. With Regapol's established 65-year history, the decision for our studio flooring was simple. Made from recycled tires, Regapol floors are indestructible, durable, and easy to install, and has less smell than other rubber flooring products on the market. To purchase, go to roguefitness.com and search Regupol. That's spelled REGUPOL. Get strong, grow durable, and unlock your potential on Regapol rubber flooring.
That bench would suck after riding the bike for a long time.
You're doing what for Big Fish? Every
$100
point?
Every point.
Oh, every point. Okay.
Every point,
Nice.
$100.
Love that.
Yeah.
Maybe we get people to match it.
Yeah. $10 a lap or something.
I have one more topic, and then I think the foreplay might be over. Reggie Bush got his Heisman back.
Man, long time coming.
Yeah, let's go.
I hate USC, but Reggie Bush needs his freaking Heisman.
How you
I
say
just
that in front of me
on the text thread because I would say that if you weren't here, I'd say that to your face. You know,
I hate Notre Dame.
That's fine.
They suck balls.
So yeah, Reggie should get his Heisman back. I'm in full support of that. And Pete Rose should be let in the Hall of Fame.
Amen. All right, individual quarterfinals.
Absolutely.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he didn't cheat on field. Like, yeah, he needed it back. And I hated Reggie Bush playing against him because he was so good. He was so good, so dynamic. He's probably
Notre Dame was good that year too, so it was rough.
And
those
he cheated.
years.
And he cheated.
Yeah,
the Bush push was cheating. At the time, it was illegal. So, at the time, it was illegal. It's legal now. He cheated. So
looked good to me.
That he should have vacated his Heisman for, but.
You get the coffee.
No, he's one of the best college football players of all time. Most dynamic, for sure.
Individual quarterfinals?
Let's do it.
Way more to talk about.
For Reggie Bush? I don't think Reggie Bush did the quarterfinals, Scott. It's a weird turn.
I guarantee somebody in the comments is going to be like, quarterfinals talk at 13:45.
Hey, so when do you think we will get our blood work back?
Dude, that was my bad that you didn't do the paperwork. So now that you submitted that little
I'll get it.
thing, you'll get
it. Mine.
You just okay. So I got mine back.
Oh,
so it can't be.
Oh, so it's not far out.
I think that was the hang up with yours.
Did it come through email?
Yeah, it came in email.
Sweet.
Yeah,
come on.
Man, my blood lipids always like they're not great, which is weird. And then I get what do you call them? Neutrophils, and I'm gonna mess this up, man. I'm not. I should be more educated on this. But neutrophils, I know, is the correct word. It's like there's basically a ratio that indicates something to do with your liver health, and those are always a little bit wonky. Like, but I think when you put it in context, so especially my blood lipids, like I'm eating a lot less carbs and I'm eating a lot more protein. And so it's fairly standard, sort of similar with cholesterol, where cholesterol bumps up substantially if I'm doing like a keto diet. So if you look at the big picture, like in general, great and healthy. But lots of room for improvement for sure, you know. And I'll be really interested because I'm going to do blood work again next month. And I've cleaned up my diet. And then since it's funny, since doing the interview, the podcast with Paige, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give gluten another shot, like go gluten free. Oh. And so I'm about 3 weeks deep into that, and I feel better. And so I'll be interested to see if that actually bumps blood work in any way, shape, or form.
Well, we're talking about Blokes. We didn't say that.
Yeah, Blokes was kind enough to let us submit all of our blood work, and yeah, really cool.
It's a good blood panel kind of.
Yeah, it's an awesome organization, man. They the service itself is the concept is, first and foremost, like as a coach, I think anybody who's serious about making improvements in health, you got to be doing your blood work, because it's great to look better in the mirror. It's great to lose weight. It's great to like be stoked about what's happening on the scale, but improvement comes under the hood long before usually you see results. And so I think for new clients who are just getting into fitness, you're like, it can really be encouraging to be like, yeah, okay, I don't look how I want to look, but holy cow, like I've gone from pre-diabetic to like in a healthy range, or, you know, name your result that you can't see with your eyes.
I guess on the other side is like, I'm not getting the results I want in the mirror, and it has nothing to do really with what I'm doing in the fitness. It's like I'm missing I have some vitamin deficiencies somewhere, and like you get those up, and now you're getting or
more importantly, something's going way wrong.
Yeah.
You know, way wrong.
You kind of clean something up. You're like, or like you're doing, like kind of maybe you find something that and I guess we get a consultation, right? Yeah. Like, hey, maybe if you take gluten out, you see a big difference. Then you take gluten out and you see a big difference.
Correct. And or, you know, and I think what Blokes does specifically is they make vitamins catered to
like a supplement package of what you need.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah,
that's
I've got
the best
kind
part.
of anti-inflammatory, all like it literally comes in like a tape that you just pull, and it's like right there. So pretty awesome. Yeah,
I'm excited. I'm excited to get my numbers back.
I'm excited to see what you guys' numbers look like too. It's always surprising, you know.
Mine are probably going to be alarming, I have a feeling.
What's your testosterone usually?
I've only ever had it tested once, and it was really low.
What was it?
200.
Holy crap!
Maybe 300s.
Dude,
that
was 37.
That's when I was
mine's
18.
like 700.
Yeah, that ain't good.
That's when I was 18. It was like
I
think it was in the 300s.
I don't know. I've had mine's been when I was competing. I think in 14ish, mine had gotten down to like 300-400. And so that's when I started intermittent fasting.
Oh.
And it actually, I don't know if it was because of that or because of the stress of whatever, but it came back up to probably 600-700, and it stayed around 700. The problem is all mine's bound up or whatever, SHGB or BG or whatever, SBH, I don't know. Yeah.
Some acronym.
Sex hormone binding globulin, SHBG.
You're all bound
Nailed
up.
it.
All bound up.
What was I going to say about my... when I first called Josh, he's like, so I'm not like super familiar with like what your sport tests for. He's like, so could you take like testosterone, like TRT? And I was like, no, I can't.
Let me see if there's a therapeutic usage exemption for that one.
I'm like, no, I don't think so. I can't do that. He's like, oh man, well, we can still see what we can
work on something.
I was like, well, let's stay in contact.
I'm almost done.
I'm not going to be in this sport forever. Don't lose my number.
Wait.
24 TRT.
Okay. Don't lose my number, please. Pencil me in 2 years.
And love him, but definitely I've spoken to him about that. Like I know that he doesn't know that that's not allowed.
Yeah, he was probably just maybe he was just seeing how lenient I was gonna be.
Maybe he's a spy. Yeah. Maybe he's a spy.
We'll see how low it is, and then
we'll technically allowed.
yeah, but we'll go with a tiny little dose. See what happens.
Do a little dose every once in a while.
Yeah, we'll just test it out, and then they like a couple days ago they had made a post about like TRT, whatever on their Instagram, and I sent to Sam. I go, this is a supplement I hope they give me.
I just love that every comment. There's usually a comment in every post or every video or anything you see. They're like, oh, when he was on steroids, or oh, he's on steroids on any of us. And you're just like, bro, if you saw my blood work, shut up.
Yeah.
You know, I wish instead of drug testing, they just take our blood work and
so
just
look at
put
these
it out
numbers.
there. Yeah, I'm like
look,
if I'm taking testosterone, it ain't working. You know?
I think that would be actually fascinating for people to see.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that. It's
well, it's too late now. I'm talking about like, hey,
in the day. Yeah.
Like I posted that one, reposted, or CrossFit. We collaborated on a post where the handstand walk thing, and it was like, when juice was legal, and you're just like, come on, bro. I wish I would have taken blood work and just published it at the time, you know. So whatever.
I used to tell Dan that because Dan used to get so bent out of shape when people would sling mud. Because the bottom line is this: if someone accuses you of taking steroids,
you can't defend yourself.
There's no way out other than like, I'm going to pay for my own testing on a weekly basis and show you guys, right? Like
Dan would say like, all right, you pay for the testing, I'll do it. She'll tell me where, when.
Right. And I
remember him saying that.
We should have just done blood work. Problem is, people have been like, oh, so you faked that. Blah, blah, blah. Gosh, I love that.
Yeah, well, because you're in
that test is easy to cheat.
You're between a rock and a hard place. If someone says, hey, you're taking steroids, you go, well, I'm not taking steroids. I would never take steroids. I go, why are you defending yourself so much?
Yeah.
And somebody was also like, oh, he didn't finish that handstand walk. And I was like, hey, at the time, it was
the rule.
As long as you had nothing come down within the...
Cross the line.
You cross the line. Your
that
feet,
was the rule.
It wasn't even your hands. You could like somersault out of it. So people be like, oh, he cheated. And I'm like...
I've had that argument with people. They're like,
Wild West.
I don't know if it was in a comment section or what, but I've had that argument with people.
Yeah. I agree with it should start both hands behind the line, both hands past the line. But at the time, that was not the rule.
At the time, that's what it was.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, because he goes one hand over and then he kicks down.
Kick down, I don't even know if I had one hand over. I think I just...
You did. No. You plant one hand and then you come down. I know. Trust me.
Pink shirts were legal back then, too.
Well, it was legal. But, why would they tell on themselves? Yeah. I don't know. It was electric cherry, I believe.
Electric cherry, yeah. Pardon me.
The color was.
Pardon me. I did a search for the Froning ones yesterday just to see what's out there, and all they got like a couple of sizes in that Miami color.
The
electric cherry.
The 12. The 12.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm talking about the shoes. The X1. Yeah.
So you remember the Froning 12 they made?
Funny. My cousin just texted me. The Into the Storm white ones are on that GOAT website where you can sell shoes.
Oh yeah.
$2,008.
What?
Yes.
The Into the Storm shoes?
Into the Storm shoes.
Oh, wow. The ones that Ben has that he doesn't wear?
What size?
Gave to Ben, I guess.
Huh?
What size?
I don't know.
Might do a GoFundMe.
How crazy is that? Darren tagged it and said, Rich, I'm going to need a raise to afford these. Yeah. Crazy. $2,000.
Speaking of fundraisers, I don't know if you guys were following my fundraiser I did through Mayhem Missions.
I just swipe every time I see your face. Mainly 'cause of your hair.
Ben helped me set up, not Ben Davidson, Ben Bruss helped me set up a donation page for my fellow firefighter.
I saw that, dude.
Joey Smith. His son was in the hospital. He got some kind of I can't remember the exact story, but he got E. coli basically from handling, I think, their cattle. Oh, wow. And then it put him into kidney failure. I think he's 13, Blake. I think he's 13. He was in the hospital in Knoxville for like a week and a half. Like they had run a dialysis line. What?
It's probably $1 million.
And so he actually recovered really well. And I think they maybe from how young he is and how healthy he was, but he's going to be going to Knoxville like once a week for the next few months, and then once or twice a week for the next few months, and then
to make sure his kidneys are working.
Yeah, basically just to keep taking blood work. And right now he's drinking, I think, a gallon of water a day. So like for a 13-year-old kid, like that's a ton of freaking water. But we set like an arbitrary goal. Ben's like, how much do you want to set? And I was like, dude, I have no idea. Like, whatever. And so you just put $10,000 out there. And we, and in a week, 9 days, raised $8,494 for him. That's awesome. So super, super awesome. That's Very awesome. Thankful for Mayhem Missions to help us out.
Angelo.
Where do people find that? Because it's not closed, obviously, right?
Well, I guess it's still open. No, it'll be closed by the time this comes out. Oh, okay. So we're closing it just because, I guess there's no reason we're closing it.
This comes out today, so.
Oh.
There you go. Finish it up.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll leave it open for a couple of days. Nice. So for anyone that's wanted to check it out, I have a link on my Instagram. I think should maybe be through Mayhem Missions as well, but at least on my Instagram for sure. So yeah, thank you to everybody who donated, and thank you to Mayhem Missions for helping me set that up. Super cool. Sorry, Scott. Now our foreplay is over for you.
Individual quarterfinals. Think of anything else
that we want to talk about?
Yeah, he's chomping.
Go deep on some of these. All right, leaderboarding. Let's do it. I mean, how was it, first of all, for you, having completed quarterfinals, watching these guys?
I try not to watch it.
Really?
Like I want to be able to support my friends, like, and help them and watch them go. But this is so much more tension than ours.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say that we were like definitely gonna make the semifinals, but we had a really good chance of making it. Like, it wasn't too stressful for us. We knew we were going to make it. It was more about how high we wanted to be on the leaderboard. But, like, it's cutthroat this year.
Yeah.
One less workout. And 20 less spots. Yeah. And extra days to redo. So
I hated that, actually. Now that it's come out, I hate the fact that there's, 6 days to do 4 workouts?
6 days to do 4 workouts.
In my opinion, it needs to be shortened and another workout at it. Because you're losing the point of what I liked about quarterfinals previous to this was
I liked it.
It was competition
more difficult
style.
open.
This is the open now.
Yeah.
It's the open. People are redoing workouts all the time. You know scores. Once you know somebody's score, if you find out somebody's score, it's infinitely easier to and you have 3 days to do it.
And then each so many more days where stuff can leak out, or like I told a couple people my score, now everyone knows, and now I have to redo it because so many people know and they beat me.
So wait, what's the competing format? Like, what did you like?
It was 4 days or something to do 5 workouts or something like that.
That was pretty much what it was.
Even one a day. No, I don't know. It's still like it was just not enough. I don't like it.
Well, I
don't like that you can redo a workout.
There was one less workout, and they added, I think, basically a day and a half to the thing.
Or like a couple years ago, or I guess last year, if you redid one, that was what you could maybe redo one if you had to, but that's really it. It was like kind of what you get is what you get.
Oh man, I don't know. I
don't
know. I'm per usual. I'll speak out of both sides of my mouth. I liked that we were, in the open. It's like, oh yeah, nobody's taking it. It doesn't matter, right? Shit got real for this.
And I don't want to say that we're not taking it serious.
I know what you mean though, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like during this period, it got real serious. Which is cool.
It would still be serious the other way.
Yeah.
It would be almost even more serious.
And here's, I guess, okay.
Because you have to give your best effort in that workout because this is the only time I'm doing it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Now it was fair. Like, I can kind of feel this one out. I've got time. I could redo this.
Okay, so speak to this. So like, does that infer? I guess what I'll say is like, and maybe kudos. I think it was Sevon's team that put together these live head-to-heads, right?
Yeah, that was pretty.
And those dudes just laid it out there, and they were like, poof, here it is on the table. and I don't know. Maybe they redo those scores. I'm not aware if they redid them or not.
I
don't know.
A couple of them redid 1 or 2.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't even get better scores sometimes.
What?
I think Colton redid that gymnastics one, and he didn't do better, or maybe slightly better. I don't remember.
I can't remember.
But for the most part, the scores those guys posted were the live ones.
Yeah. So part of it's like, hey, you got what you got, and like so, like the secrecy thing to me, I'm like,
no, because here's my deal is, then it's not the first test. Isn't you can change your strategy. I think you go in it with the strategy that you got instead of I don't know. I mean I get what you're saying that hey cool that we can redo them. I would argue that what you got isn't what you got because you can figure out a different strategy. We learned on Scott doing the workout, and you can have other people test them still, but like the row was all that.
Well, the night
first
before
workout was all about the row.
Yeah, the night before the guys just
everyone snatched the same amount, and then you try to row and do
hang
step,
on.
maybe step up,
so
change a little bit. But
I get, but I personally, I like the fact of having 5 workouts or 5 tests, whatever it is, and a shorter.
Because you're saying that people wouldn't redo them because they don't have as much time.
They don't have as much time. Okay. Yeah, exactly. And there's 5 workouts to do.
So so then maybe this is a separate question altogether, but like Dallin, Hopper, and Colton, who chose to do Taylor Self, is the money the reason that they would do that, or like
For
why
sure.
are people? Why, yes,
yeah, it was they won. Hopper, I think, won. He got $5,000.
I mean, that's awesome. Obviously, that's a huge motivating factor. But why are people? Well, I guess maybe that's it.
Maybe there's brand exposure.
Yeah, for
money,
those guys,
like
they're pretty confident.
As I'm saying, like why won't our athletes do that? I think it'd be radical, right? Like let's throw it out there, but I guess you have to have the financial reward.
I guess no one really thought about it.
No, we put it out there like in the past couple years in the Open, and everybody's more like
we've never done it with quarterfinals.
We've never done it with quarterfinals, but like previous to now, the Open.
Scott, put it out there.
Luke said he would do it.
We'll give him $5,000.
And I told him we wanted to do it last. Well, we wanted to do it last year, but no one wants their scores out there.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Is like nobody wanted their scores out there. Whereas, what was the difference for those guys? Maybe it was just money, but
the $5,000 probably helped.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm here to say that
a ton of exposure, I guess, too.
Sure. And you guys know, as athletes, probably being in that atmosphere, like you're gonna go. I mean, you're gonna go harder.
Athletes still went,
but it doesn't matter.
Competing all weekend,
But the thing about but
then Jorge came up here, I think, for 2 of the workouts because he just was he wanted to get out of the gym because it was too much stress. So
it is. I walked back there. I knew it was gonna be this way. Like on Monday morning, I was dreading going to the gym because I was like, it's going to be so stressful. I stayed out because it stresses
me out, and
I just go in the athlete area and there's like this low music in the back and no one's talking, and I'm like, I hate this place.
Why was the music so low?
Well, I think because everyone was like warming up and stuff, but like the music.
But even during the workouts, it felt like most of the ones that I watched, it was like kind of quiet, and I was like, hey man, pump up the gym.
No, they had that thing maxed out.
Oh, they did. Okay,
yes, it was so loud.
Because it's Monday morning and everyone saw their scores. Some of them may not be in. Some of them were kind of far out even. But I didn't know that you could be in 100th place and still probably qualify.
Here's the deal: is the back half of the
completed
competition
the
weekend
circle by a lot.
Was
so different.
Though you could do those 2 workouts really, and you could have
a better test than
a better test than the first 2 at all.
So JR and I were texting about this.
I mean, I think those 2 were so opposite,
and the first 2 were so similar.
It's just grunt work and just work.
Yep.
Very
tall person-ish, kind of
tall person-ish, and CrossFit.
Yeah,
affiliate.
They're good workouts.
They're good workouts.
They're really good workouts. I actually thought they were fine.
I don't love them as tests per se.
So for the top athletes, this is really funny because like my world was so different. Event 1 was really interesting at like my level because there was so many different roads to the same place.
Oh, really?
Like even actually with Jordan J. Webb, who's so much better than me, but I watched him go next to Brett, who's a new member at the gym, really good athlete, and Jordan was just swinging for the fences on the row. They were snatching the same. Jordan was swinging for the fence on the row. Surprisingly, Brett, who's a really tall dude, was only pulling like 14, 15 calories, but then he would get 20 box step-ups or more every time. He was just like a machine, you know? And the same in like my little crew, you know? But like, so for top athletes, you're saying it was pretty damn similar except for the row?
Like, yeah, I think event 3 and 4 tells you who the
gives you encompasses. Like you could take 1 or 2 and put it with 3 and 4 and have a good test as a whole.
You got grunt work ish or just motor, I guess, and then you have skill and strength and skill. So
we were talking about it. I said I've never seen a leaderboard shift from places 50th through 100th like it did from day where was the first day closed and the second day closed.
After day 1?
He was like 160 something.
Yeah, he ended in like
75th.
70 something.
That's crazy.
It would have been better for the leaderboard if workout 3 and 2 or something were switched. So you had
at least a
just for the leaderboard.
Yeah.
What do you think about the points and the effect on the leaderboard having 4 workout points for 4 workouts instead of 5? Yeah. I think that was
one
of the
mathematician.
I think
I just like more tests.
There's a huge effect on it. Just because, just mostly because of the timing and the style of events that 1 and 2 were. Like, I do think that overall, actually, I did say this to JR. I go, I don't know that you can argue that you still got the right people to
top 30
semifinals, but there are people like Vigneault who barely qualified for. I'm not saying he made it this year, as far as I know. I think right, Vigneault made it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was like really, really, really low, but I think it was because of a penalty, right?
You're talking last year? Yeah.
Last year.
Yeah.
Anyways, he barely made it into semifinals and then made it to the games.
Mm-hmm.
You could have someone like that with these 4 tests. Maybe if you had a 5th test, they sneak in and they can go to the games. Yeah. But so I don't know. You could possibly be missing out on the right people to the games. Like, well, I'll use Jorge as an example. I would think that he's one of those guys who's like, he could make it to the game this year. He may not, but he has a good shot.
Should have 100% chance of making it to semifinals.
Barely made it.
Barely skimmed in.
Barely.
Yeah.
So whatever. At least I'm not having to do it, I guess.
What about this? So the other thing that people are talking about is, and this isn't my opinion actually, but a lot of people are saying there shouldn't be 40 spots, or there shouldn't be the same amount of spots for every semifinal. So like Africa or Asia, for example, has the same amount of spots.
They've been saying that for what year is it?
Yeah.
For 15 years now, I think. So it's not going to change, guys.
But
you can't have a semifinal with 6 athletes if that's what we're, if
well,
that's what
also
we're
you
going
can't
to.
have 60. You can't have 60 in
we can't
North
have,
America.
That was awful to watch last year.
Yeah.
Semifinals was terrible to watch.
So
60.
But sorry, the qualifying, they don't qualify as many athletes to the games, though, do they?
No.
Okay.
But they're saying the semifinals, which at that point you're handing out participation trophies if you're going to just put more people in.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
They're trying to grow
because
we're trying to grow the brand in different areas. I get that.
I think it's good to have the same amount of people.
Huh?
I think it's good to have the same. amount.
Yeah, I do too. Because then that way that community gets a good feeling of like I get 4 heats of people, and maybe my significant other just sneaked in, like
snuck in.
Sneaked. Sneak's not a word.
I think it
Snuck.
is.
Snuck in.
But I didn't
It
use
is,
right.
but less commonly used.
Okay.
Way to take the path less traveled.
Yeah.
I'd say, man, the only dark side to having the same amount of people in there is you're setting yourself up for some CrossFit fail videos, and I think we've come a long way since this time.
Or like there's
but
people who
can't do a muscle up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like heat one.
We
people
have come
where
a
it's
long way since then. We're that's like really not going to happen. But you're right.
Yeah.
It does set you up where you're like.
And in some ways, that's a wake up call. So like if you're in one of these regions that's far less competitive traditionally, you've got like
sign up for Mayhem Athlete.
You sign up for Mayhem Athlete
and try to get and get fitter and represent your country.
But theoretically, like it puts a fire under your ass. If you show up and you're like, whoa, I am standing still compared to these people.
Yeah.
As a community,
and then you're like, what are they doing over there in the U.S. At Mayhem?
Yep.
I want to do that.
Use code Angelo.
Use code Angelo.
I want to use the code Angelo to sign up. Sounds like Hulk Outers right up my alley.
These guys are freaking running circles around me. What am I going to do? I'm going to sign up for Mayhem Athlete. Use code Angelo.
Hey, speaking of running circles, this is the men in North America East. We have 10 of the top 20 men and 16 of the top 40 that I know of. 16 of the top 40 men.
Oh yeah, because
there could be people that I don't know who they are.
Angelo, just the British still use sneaked.
Sneaked. Ooh. Snuck from now on it is. Don't want to be mistaken as a Brit.
I got sidetracked.
Gosh,
now you're dead.
I'm going to die.
You're dead. What were you saying?
I said
at least
we have 10 of the top 20 men in the East.
That's crazy.
And 16 of the top 40 that I know of.
16 of the top 40?
Hey, I did check that
From Mayhem?
Dylan was in 42nd, but I guess after the whatever people penalties, he's in 39th now.
Who's that?
Yeah.
Dylan Hamming. He's from.
But he's going team, so we'll end up having 15, not 16.
Today's the 24th. They're giving themselves to the 29th to the leaderboard's final,
29th.
right? So
Did Jorge move up, or is he still?
Jorge's still up.
He's in qualifying.
Yeah, he was 39th, 38th, 39th. Oh,
he's 37th right now.
He redid that clean and jerk up here, that clean and jerk workout. I don't know exactly how it affected him per se, but me and Sam said to him.
He ended up with 25, right?
25.
Yeah. And what did he have previous?
24.
Just crazy.
But he had a fastest tie break too.
Oh, okay.
Sam's like, Jorge, you're going to be happy you did that when it comes to like 8 o'clock tonight. He was in 39th. He took 52nd in that workout, which is fine with 55 reps. The guy in 40th also had 55 reps, was in 34th place on that workout. So there's
so dumb.
So there's 18 places just between those two guys. I mean, I don't know how many people got 20. No, same rep. They were on the same rep.
Same rep, sorry.
Different tie break.
tie break. Oh, wow.
Which I mean, like I said, so he got 52nd. The guy below him got 34th.
I might be wrong about that workout. I'll say that. I think
That's
265.
Yeah.
265.
A little heavier?
Yeah, I think you
do 10 reps at 245 and
10
then max
reps at 245, rest a minute, and then max.
You shouldn't be doing heavy Gracie in that workout. No. I don't think they knew that it was going to be like that. They couldn't have thought that was going to be like that.
Somebody didn't test that correctly.
That the girls were going to do 40 reps and the guys were going to do 30 plus.
Or just bump it up, start at 185 instead of 135 for 10.
I actually think the 10 at 185, 10 at 35, 85, 225, 245, then max reps 265 I think is fine.
Yeah, so you do somewhere between 10 and 20.
5 minutes.
To do.
Some people had a little more than 5 minutes.
If you go your 245, that would have given you, say, it takes another
a minute and a half.
Minute and a half.
6.5.
So you got
2.5
minutes to do 265. 2.5, 3 minutes to do 265.
Yeah, that's good.
That's good.
You're probably getting.
But then you're still going to have a ton of guys getting the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
It is tough.
I don't know.
But again, let's go back to if they had 5 tests, you can afford to have some ties on one and make it up in the other 4.
There's a ton of ties always in those
tests.
Single 1 rep max strength tests too. So
I think like JR and I were texting about that as well. We text a lot. We're texting about that. It was as soon as it came out. I said this clean and jerk is about the best strength event as they could have programmed. However, albeit it is not original because they did the exact same test with the exact same weights, I believe, for snatching in the 2021 online games.
Yes.
But that's fine, right?
Right,
Like,
same weight.
Yeah, I believe so.
Same reps, same weight. It's not original. It's a good test. Not original.
I remember the people doing that in the store.
you can't. Yeah,
No,
you
I
just
don't
can't.
think so.
Like,
I mean, we've been doing CrossFit for so long. Like,
no, I'm not
like
saying
everybody's like,
it does.
I've done that workout before. I'm like, yeah, you're gonna do the same workout every once in a while.
No. Like I said, it's a good test. It's not original, but it's a good test.
Yeah, but the other 3 were original.
And
all the other open workouts.
Gymnastics one was really cool.
Yeah,
it was a good.
My only gripe. Honestly, I think you could have left that thing just strict the whole way through, and not even do the wall facing. It was kind of out of place to do 10 wall facing, or leave it all wall facing.
Yeah, one or the other.
I only gripe with that, but
just because I just think it depends on the athlete. 10 strict, 10 facing out, facing in. It just depends on the athlete. It's harder.
I messed around. I did the workout, but I did bar muscle up. My shoulder just does not like ring muscle ups, and then I used those freaking new ropes at the gym.
Oh yeah,
it's terrible. It was so bad. You're just like spinning. And it's like this big and
fireman pole down.
It's like oily.
In the athlete center or
no, it was in
the main gym.
And I did strict the whole way through, and then got to the wall facing, and I was like, I should probably just do strict. It doesn't matter. But I did the wall facing, and I was like, didn't feel any different. Well, it's actually easier, I think.
Did you see Augustine's time on that workout? 6:39.
It's crazy.
It was crazy.
I watched the video yesterday, and he does the whole workout on broken, but he has to run outside to get to his rope.
That was the craziest part.
The camera is always followed. He runs outside to get to his rope, and then they had his second strict handstand push-up set he does on a wall outside.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he has to run back inside to get to the. Like, imagine running from the athlete facility all the way out to the gym ropes.
That far?
Yeah. And it was pretty far.
He ran for like
how
12,
did he do this?
For like 12 seconds, he's just running outside just to get to it, and he still went 6:39.
I can't.
And he went strict.
He
went strict for 2 of the 3 kipping sets.
Yeah. I mean, I went strict the whole way. I was like,
it was insane.
It was really impressive.
Faster, and it doesn't hurt my neck.
Yeah.
I'm at that point in my life.
When Guy told me his time, I was like, what did they count by twos?
Yeah.
Like, how did you do that? It's crazy. He's like, he did all unbroken. He did all unbroken.
He's so good at gymnastics.
Oh my gosh.
Obviously.
When I was watching, I watched up until the point where he ran outside, and I saw him go outside to do the rope climbs. I was like,
you've got to be kidding me.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. There's no way. He ran across the gym to do his rope climbs. Oh man, he probably would have went like around 6'10". If he didn't have to go
6'15", 6'20", maybe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I think that was the coolest one. Again, like bringing it back to like a lower level athlete or like somebody who qualified for quarterfinals but no chance of going to the games.
Yeah.
So many of the muscle up ninjas that I know who breezed through the handstand push-ups, rope climbs, everything, and they were like, okay, cool, I feel great. Couldn't hit one muscle up.
Yeah.
You know, like the impact was just so compounding.
It was really hard.
Brutalized.
I like that. I mean, obviously I'm biased, but that's a fun workout. And I
think
did that
3 and 4 those were my two favorite of them. I mean, the burpee wall ball just looks awful. It's all burpees.
All
gosh.
burpees.
Have you looked at any of the leaderboard? This is gonna be, maybe this is a hot take. I don't know.
No. I'll say no.
And I'm sure Europe will argue that they need more spots or something because they are, I believe, still like the hardest to get into the semifinal, top to bottom, hardest region.
You don't think East is?
I think the East has more top end, but if last year Europe was slightly harder than North America East, but that's not what I'm getting at.
Okay.
The West is atrocious. The West, North
really
America West is so bad.
Canceled.
Ben was in the top 30, and he was 75th in the East.
That is kind of crazy, actually.
They have the top end talent's fine.
Yeah, top end.
Top end is fine.
What are you calling top end?
Like the games
Top 10.
athletes.
I know, but what number? 10?
I mean I'm saying like the people
top 30.
I'm saying the people that will come out of that semifinal are fine. Because you have like Valner, Medeiros,
But that'll make
Sam Kwan.
But that'll make the
Gracious.
semifinal easier for them as well too.
Yeah, but
Because
the depth in the
they don't
East
have
or
as
in the
much
West
depth.
is
They don't have as much
so
guys.
bad.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Ben would have been 30th. He was 75th.
Yeah.
What was the old style with America that
Well, so what we were talking about yesterday is it.
top 80 and then
I get-
split them like
yeah.
1 for 1?
I get what
was
they're doing,
120.
but it would be cool if they had top 80 now.
Yep.
And the top, they went
No,
order.
you go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Why not let them pick where
Yep.
they go
No,
until you
don't
run
let
out
them
of
pick.
space?
No, don't let them pick.
5,
Go.
6,
Just
7, 8.
Oh, you
Split 'em.
get seeded
Oh,
almost.
I see what you're
Split 'em.
saying because
Yeah.
it would be too hard one way.
Yeah, I think it'd be.
Yeah.
So I think you just
If you had two,
Yeah.
you took the top 80. and
top
went
80. You go
1,
1, 2, 3,
4.
4. Yep.
That would be great.
I would
Yeah.
like that too.
Because right now, if you change your address to somewhere that
Yeah,
qualifies
that's
you in the
BS.
West, you're going to
Yeah.
make the semifinal.
Yeah.
That I actually respect Jorge for that because I think he probably could have found a way to go out west,
Oh, out west to
but
California.
he wanted to go through the East.
Yeah. Poor bastard.
So if I want to
But
go
then they'll
individual
wait.
next year, I need
Now
to
they're gonna
move
wait
across the
the
Mississippi.
So now what they'll do is there's a certain amount of spots that are guaranteed, and now they wait based on
5
where.
spots is all that's guaranteed, right?
Yeah, but now they'll based on how each region did in the quarterfinal placing, they'll wait to get more spots. That's how the East got up to like 12 last year and
I
so
think,
on.
I think the West had 11. I think we had 13.
Yeah, that sounds right. And then it's different men to women.
Yeah.
So like South America, for example, I think they might send 3 women this year.
Because they were pretty tough this year.
I guess, yeah.
And Vic still won, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That is interesting. I'd love to see like a seeding or something because otherwise there's a lot of problems to solve, right? Like people live where they live and you can only run so many competitions. Like Central East used to be a beast, right?
Yeah.
We certainly missed out on people
Beasts.
who would have been great athletes at the CrossFit Games, but
Couldn't
so many
make it.
spots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say we're not getting the right people there.
No.
We're definitely getting the right people.
Yeah, it's the like you're getting the right people that are contending for fittest on earth. If that's what we're testing for.
Yeah, but they're having just an easier way to get there, I guess, through the West.
Yeah.
I would even argue the right people are all top to bottom in the West are still qualifying to the games. It's just
to games.
the
But
middle
like
area.
20 to 40.
Yeah.
Like, the guys and girls that are trying to get. Are you speaking just guys or?
No,
guys and
it's
girls?
pretty consistent to be
Guys and
guys
girls.
and girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then maybe 20 to 40 getting experience competing. That's tough. You're not getting that experience. Yeah. I don't know if there's a way. I what we just said that 80 in the U.S. and splitting them is optimal. I don't know if it'll happen or if they'll ever even think about doing that. But
Yeah. My only big gripe about quarterfinals is, as a fan, there's nothing for you. you know.
Yeah, it's hard to see.
It's really like living here like we're spoiled, right? I get to watch people on a consistent basis.
Any time of the day for the whole weekend, you can walk out there and someone's doing something.
Exactly.
Well, I think the next couple weeks will be good for fans.
Yeah.
Videos will start coming out. Ours
this Friday.
You know, so people will be able to see what went down. But while it's unfolding, you're not seeing any of it.
But again, I think like we're an anomaly, right? Like you won't get to see. There's so much of that, or even if you know. I guess there's like talking head shows and things like that. I just felt, as a fan, I felt a lot less invested other than what was happening here and now.
Yeah.
Like even leaderboarding, I just wasn't really doing too much of it. But I don't know how you solve that problem per se, but it feels like there's a big void there.
I don't think there is. I think it's just part of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing to watch was Savon's showdown with those 4 guys.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much the athletes got into it, but for us, it was nice to see like something happening, just to have an idea of scores outside of our bubble.
Yeah.
Because we get so caught up in, like, someone will have a quote unquote bad score at Mayhem, and then the leaderboard comes out and they're in 29th, but they're like, man, this is the end of the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to see, okay,
we're all right.
You know, 9 of the 10 guys beat their score.
I never know what a good score is.
Yeah.
Like, so I'll see someone do something, I'll be like, no one can do that faster. And then they'll get 50 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch him like, dude, I don't know. It didn't really look that good. And then they'll get third. Like,
well,
what the hell is going on here? Why don't I know what I'm looking at?
So Austin Hatfield was done. He did one and done on everything, but he wanted to redo the third workout to get a record.
Yeah.
And his score was 744, and he redid it, and he didn't beat it. But I kind of felt bad not telling him what Augustine got, because I knew his score at the time, and I could have
like you're not gonna get it.
He was never gonna get down to 639.
Jeez.
But yeah, stuff like that happens.
That's crazy. I did it in 9 minutes. And I consider myself relatively good. You also
didn't warm up.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe I could have gone a little faster had I been competing, but I mean, I was like, there was a point in the workout on the rope climbs where I was like,
this sucks.
I don't know if I'm going faster.
Rope climbs is what got me. I was hurting.
I'm like, this is about as fast as I can go, because I was like trying to give Tyler a push, and he was starting to beat me, and I'm like, I can't catch him. I'm like, I'm just gonna have to let him beat me. I can't. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got one muscle up.
Did you?
About 2 minutes after the time cap. But I got to the rings. Yeah.
First one?
What's that?
First one ever?
Yeah, first muscle up.
Nice.
I was really proud. Yeah.
That's what quarterfinals bring that out. You know, the open quarterfinals.
That's the moments we're looking for.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the magic, man. That is the magic.
Fall through the rings?
No, I couldn't even get to them to fall through. You know, that was the whole thing. Is like it felt like there was a force field in front of them. Your midline was just completely gone.
Did you do all the workouts?
I didn't do number 1.
Oh, really?
For whatever reason.
I thought you just said you liked that one.
I loved it. Watch it. Like the way what I'm saying is like I judged it multiple times, and people just took so many different tracks. But like Jordan and that guy Brett, they ended at the same exact score almost.
It was different completely.
But they completely different strategies.
I saw you getting after the wall ball burpee one.
Jay Webb make it.
Yeah.
I was not getting after it. It was getting after me bad.
137.
Out of 200?
Mm-hmm. Or 136, something like that. J Webb.
Oh, J Webb, yeah.
Chase Hill, I think, was 30-something, 39.
Nice.
35 to 39.
Yeah.
Hey, I saw a video of him and Henry.
Apparently Henry put in the wrong score.
I thought the age group leaderboard wasn't working or something.
I don't know.
Everyone was
apparently
losing
put
their
in
mind.
the wrong score. He put in just his 245 reps.
Hey, the funny part is that he gets after people on the SugarWOD leaderboard about putting in their scores wrong. He gets after them all the time.
Really?
Like, hey, you didn't log this right, or you didn't log that right, or like put your time in the comments, whatever it is. And he logs his score wrong.
I don't want to jinx it. Because there's still 5 more days, but what is nice the past couple years is we've had the games judges, and so we don't have to worry about everyone getting annihilated on the review
submissions.
Yeah.
Shout out to the judges for coming out.
Yeah.
Also, I want to say a lot of people will comment on videos and be like, "Why didn't this place get judges like this other place?" But we're never mentioned as the first place to do it, and we definitely were.
We were the first place.
We started doing that in 2020.
Long time ago.
Yeah. I think everyone should do it now. They have a whole federation. I was talking to them about it, and they have a peer review process, and they're trying to get to the point where when these quarterfinals happen, every training camp, every individual like games athlete, whatever, has a judge, like a real judge in their federation.
Like that's their person.
And they'll review judges at semifinals and stuff like that and tell them what they did wrong. It was very interesting.
Good for them. It's like the Association of...
I was trying to think of the acronym, dude. Yeah.
Right? Association.
AFJ.
Is there an E in there?
Fitness
No.
judges, right?
Let me look.
Get a
It's on our
niner?
Instagram.
A niner?
Is it here a niner?
Talking on a walkie-talkie?
But yeah, shout out to them. They've been awesome and working with Jules and her crew for a while. So
The Association of Fitness Judges.
Yeah.
AFJ. Well, anything else?
we're coming up on the deadline to sign up for Everyday Hero Games.
Oh yeah, Everyday Hero Games.
We have great sign up so far.
We're gonna film the workouts today, right, Scott?
Yes.
We're filming the workouts today.
Soon.
So people get a taste like before the deadline's up. You can be like, hey, no, okay. So you won't. So you got to sign up.
The day the workouts come out, this will come. The stuff we're filming today will come out.
Okay, so you got to sign up to see the cards.
They've gotten a taste if they follow.
Well, they could still sign up.
They can still sign up.
They can sign up until like the last day.
Oh, you can see it and then they can sign up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one are you doing?
Yeah. Can't say.
You can say number.
Say the movements. No,
I don't want to say the movements.
No, don't say anything.
You doing the heavy one?
Don't say anything.
You're doing the odd object one? You doing the gymnastics one, or are you doing the leg intensive one?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
Oh.
We were gonna let you get first pick. We figured. Well, we were figuring that you were gonna take first pick, whether we liked it or not.
I heard Paige wants the workout that I want to do.
Yeah,
we can discuss.
You guys have to duke it out.
Well,
There's one that I really, really, really don't want to do because we have a competition.
I know which one you don't want to do. That was the one I was gonna do.
Oh, okay.
But I have another one that I would do.
I think I know which
Paige is gonna cry about it and make a big deal.
No. I have a feeling I know which one you were gonna want to do, and I mentioned that one to Jake, and he said you weren't gonna want to do it. I thought you were gonna want to do it.
L, B.
We'll figure this out. We'll figure.
AFJ.
No. L, B.
Yes. That's what you want to do.
I think so.
Yeah, I knew it.
It was either that or DWT.
That one sounds good. I'll have that.
That sounds like that chronic wasting disease in beer.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, so there's some BS article out there that said 2 hunters that CWD jumped species, which they've been talking about for years.
Yeah.
And some articles have come out saying that 2 hunters died from CWD. It's very misleading. So fact check.
Corpuscular wasting disease.
You anti.
Know what it is?
I don't know. You anti-hunters. Meat Eater did a whole article on this. So
was it like they ate a deer that had it and then
uncoincidentally these guys were like 78
fell off a cliff or something?
They think they actually had some other neurological disease, and so they're just somebody wants CWD to jump so they can so they
can ban hunting.
Do you know what CWD is?
No.
Chronic wasting disease.
So you're saying
it has something to do with their is it their prawns? I don't know. Anyway, something in their brain.
Yeah,
something happens with deer, and deer. It's pretty bad and pretty widespread.
Not too bad in Tennessee. But
it's mostly west, mostly contained to the west. So you have to be real careful with transferring meat and all that type of stuff.
Sorry, for the animal, or obviously we're talking about transference
for the animal, and it hasn't jumped to humans yet, but they're anti-hunters want it. Anti-hunters want it to jump because then they can whatever.
They can say, "Whoa, don't hunt them, don't kill them,
and
don't
so,
eat them."
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it's a big deal. But there was an article that came out, or a couple articles saying that these 2 guys in Wyoming.
I didn't
fact check me as well. I'm not saying that but basically saying that it jumped. Well, then there's now a lot of articles
via consumption or
that's what they say. If you eat it, you could get it.
So are they?
I think you'll get
even
sick,
if the meat is cooked.
No, I don't even know if you get.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're blaming that for their pre-existing condition that probably killed them.
Probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like something.
Sounds
else.
like something else.
Sounds like something else that happened here. 2020 something. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, did you see that video that I sent in the hunt group chat? Did you watch it, please?
Which one?
This one. I sent.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen that, and it's.
Have you seen this?
It's appalling.
That's awesome.
It's appalling.
I can't believe that.
No, I mean I can.
You know what I'm talking about?
Just turn your phone a little bit.
Yeah.
Just turn your phone to me.
It's something that happened in Seattle.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
It's crazy.
I saw that.
It's so bizarre.
Can't believe that.
It's so bizarre.
Yeah, have something that happened in Seattle. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
You're not even gonna tell them what it is?
No,
we can't.
We're trying to keep politics out of this.
Scott's gonna get mad at me because he's gonna have to edit the
whole
whole podcast.
I'm not gonna edit that out. We definitely can't
Once
show that.
Once we're ready
video.
to like full on be canceled, then we'll take on politics. I mean, you can tell.
Politics.
You can tell where we lean, but
there was
where this side of the table leans.
That's crazy. I wanted to bring up the new bill that was passed in Tennessee. Just keep it really real.
Let's not do that. Yeah. What does Bill Burr say in that one stand up where he's like, I've said a lot of divisive stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, let's talk about something that's going to bring everybody together on the ride home.
Yeah, he didn't want people arguing on the ride home.
Yeah, and then he goes with something just explosive in there. So,
hey,
murdering bastard.
Angelo, I don't want to ruin your day, but this is a hard right turn. What do you think about being the last week of semifinals and how many times you're going to have to do those workouts?
All the times.
That's the worst time to be, right? Is the last weekend?
Part of me does like having time to do them, certainly on a team, because I don't know. I guess I'll be like Rory. I'll speak out of both sides of my mouth. We're part of me likes the fact that we can test them and come up with a good strategy. The other part of me likes when we show up and we don't really know what we're doing and we have to come up with a strategy on the fly, because that's how live competition is. But I don't like the fact that we have so much time to train for them, therefore, and prolonging our semifinal season, which therefore shortens our games training season.
Why are you guys doing a competition this weekend?
Sam wanted to. And JR had asked us last year, and he asked us again this year, and he promised us that it's not going to be just a nut smasher competition. He said it's more like a tune-up weekend. And with us being kind of far out, it's really not that close to semifinals. And he is a really good programmer. They're good workouts, and I think we're going to have a good time, competing. It will be good to get on the floor with Molly, actually.
Sam was telling me yesterday that other than Peak, it's the top 7 teams or something from quarterfinals are there.
Yeah, there's some good teams there.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It should be fun. I'm excited for the workouts.
Well, you better win, because Sam already knows how he's spending his money.
Well, he's the one who signed us up. So, and if he's the one who makes us lose, then it's all on him. So no pressure, Sam.
Good for team dynamic.
Yeah. Jorge, the other day, me and Zoe were arguing, believe it or not. He goes, "Do you guys ever get along?" No. I'm like, "We're getting along right now. Right now, we're getting along."
Dude, I hadn't even thought about this until just now, but would that be a strategy? Just next year, you guys don't even think about going to the games. And you just find every competition's got a cash prize, and you just go and you just clean house.
We talked about doing that.
It would not be hard to make $25,000.
We talked about doing that with Rich, a whole series on it.
Oh my gosh!
To win local competition.
And if there's a partner one, he shows up with Ben, because he's so unassuming. You would never think that he's gonna beat everyone.
Just tell everybody it's like a Make-A-Wish thing. This is my partner.
Old Ben.
Yeah, and then Ben cleans 365.
Yeah. 315 ice cold.
Would you serious though? Would you ever consider that? Just go to local competitions for a year?
So much travel.
No, I wouldn't do that. It'd be too much. It'd be too hard with work.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
It wouldn't be worth it. But I'm not saying. I said Royce does that, Rich. I don't know that he does that necessarily, but that guy
you can make $25,000. That's more than you make it work.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
It'd be worth it. Just quit my job to go local competitions. Royce has competed. I want to ask him. If there were, let's say, there's 100 weekends since the games, he's probably competed 96 of them. I'm not kidding. I swear.
100 weekends? How long do you think a year is? You said 100 weekends?
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was thinking
there's 51
days.
Weekends.
So 30 weekends. Let's say there's 30 weekends since the games. He's probably competed 26 of them. I'm not kidding. Seriously, every single weekend it looks like he's at a competition. It's nuts. Maybe not since
you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Man. Yeah, you don't have to get ready. You just stay ready. Yeah. That guy just loves to compete, I guess.
Loves it.
It's a nightmare.
All right. Is that it?
I think that's it.
Scott, anything else you want to?
Yeah,
I think that's it.
That good for you?
You have anything to plug, Angelo?
Do I?
I don't know. I'm asking you.
I don't know. I plugged my charity foundation for the next few days.
No codes?
My code. I use my code. I got a Buffalo Brew code.
Hey, you've been working on Mayhem Hunt. Comes out in June.
Yeah.
Going to do a test, I think, in May, right?
Trying to, yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Trying to do a little soft launch for May, and then
soft launch,
and then a hard launch in June. So, if you can handle the soft launch, you might be able to handle the hard launch. So try out for the soft. Try it soft first, and then you can deal with it hard.
And we're out. Peace.